In this video, we're going to talk about 7 different chili pepper varieties that we're most excited to grow this season. We'll be growing at least 40 different varieties of pepper this year, and we've narrowed it down to a few that we're really excited to grow. All of these are actually new varieties that we've never grown before. And of course, we'll leave links in the description below to where you can buy seeds for all of these peppers.
Jumping right in, the first pepper we're most excited to grow this season is called the Pemento Da Arnoia, which is a Spanish pepper that actually has protected geographical status in Spain. Basically, this works the same way that champagne works in France. This pepper needs to be grown in a certain geographical region in order to be sold as the Pemento Da Arnoia. This area is actually only 23 square kilometers, so that's less than 9 square miles, so it's a really small area, which I think is really cool. This pepper goes all the way back to when Columbus first brought peppers from the Americas over to Europe, and it's said that he and his crew may have actually been snacking on these peppers along their journey home, but there's really no way to verify this, but it's a cool thought.
I did see that this pepper is celebrated at an annual festival similar to the Tropea onion, which we did a video about over on Geek Greenhouse. I think it's called the Arnoia Pepper Festival.
Yep, that's true. Basically, when the peppers are ready for harvest, it's usually in August. They hold this big festival and they cook the peppers in the traditional way, which is deep fried. So they have these big fryers and they're throwing the peppers in without any batter. So it's basically just a pepper deep fried on its own. It sounds kind of weird. They also eat them unripe as green peppers. So I kind of want to give it a shot as they do it over in Spain and see what it tastes like.
I wonder if they serve pepper flavored ice cream, because at the Tropea Onion Festival, they have onion flavored ice cream. So can't go wrong with that, right? Next up on the list is a sweet bell pepper called the Islander bell pepper. This bell pepper starts off as a gorgeous light purple violet color, and then it turns yellow, eventually turning red as it ripens into its final stage. It's highly resistant to tobacco mosaic virus, and it's also known as the chameleon pepper due to the multiple color changes that it goes through.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that it turned yellow. That's kind of cool. I've seen the pictures of it like in that light purple color, which is really cool, but they're edible at any stage, so maybe we'll pick some purple and yellow and red and have a really colorful salad.
And we have grown other purple bell pepper varieties before, but none that were really this shade of purple, so it's going to be a great addition to our bell pepper garden this season.
Speaking of bell peppers, yes, we're going to be growing a ton of different bell peppers this year, and another one that I'm really excited to grow is, the SVPB 8500, which definitely needs a new name, but this is an orange bell pepper that has really good resistance to bacterial leaf spot, which we've had issues with our peppers in the past. And it's an orange bell, which I think we realized we've never grown an orange bell before. So this will be sort of the year of bell peppers for us. We're gonna grow a bunch of them and determine our favorite out of the group and share that later in the season. But this orange bell in particular has really high yields and vigorous plants and really good leaf cover, which help avoid sun scald on the fruits. The only drawbacks are that the seeds were really expensive. I think they were over $10 for a single packet. And that very scientific name, of course, Johnny Seeds needs to come up with a new name, I think. It's
pretty amazing that through all of our years of growing peppers, we haven't grown an orange bell pepper yet. So definitely excited for this one. And apparently it does really well in New England also, so that's great because we live in Connecticut.
Before we get to the next pepper, a quick thanks to Bootstrap Farmer for sponsoring this video. If you haven't heard of them already, Bootstrap Farmer makes high quality gardening products that are made to last. We've used their seed starting trays, small pots, grow bags, and row cover fabrics for years, and they continue to perform season after season. We even worked together with Bootstrap Farmer to make our own pepper starter kit with custom colored pots, a sturdy tray and humidity dome, plus 3 of our favorite pepper seed varieties. So if you're looking to upgrade your seed starting supplies or gardening gear, shop on bootstrapfarmer.com. Now back to the video.
Next up on the list is a Baccatum variety that I had no idea was so loved in the pepper community. And this variety is the Peppapeach Stripey. This is a striped mutation that was discovered by Matt Layton back in 2021, and over the last few years, a couple of people have been working really hard to stabilize it and make it more readily available. I really love that classic pumpkin shape and the deep red stripes, and depending on which selection you get, the pods may be more elongated or more round. Both Matt Layton and Pepper Guru actually donated their seeds to Townsend Chilies. So if you place an order with them, you'll actually get seeds from both selections, which is really cool because they're both a little bit different. In addition to looking really cool, these peppers are apparently very crunchy and sweet, and apparently they're very prolific plants as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one too. I'm curious how it'll compare to the Cheiro Roxa Stripey, which is another striped Baccatum variety. The issue we had with that plant was with disease, so we ended up having some spots on the peppers, which is a shame because they take so long to ripen. So maybe if the Peppapeach Stripey does a little bit better in our climate, that'd be great. The next pepper we're excited to grow is one I've had my eye on for a really long time and just never got around to growing, and that is the Cheiro Roxa. And that's the English pronunciation. The actual pronunciation, I believe, and I looked this up, could be wrong, is Cheiro Roxa. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but this is just a beautiful Capsicum chinense variety with pinkish, purplish peppers that have a spinning top-like shape to them. Dark foliage, just a beautiful plant overall. The name actually means purple or violet fragrance because these are very fragrant peppers, like a lot of peppers from Capsicum chinense. And I'm just excited to get one in the ground and see how it grows.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the CGN 21500.
Totally.
And apparently these can get very tall, so should we try growing it in the 23-gallon whiskey barrel?
Ooh, that's a good idea. I've been trying to decide like which pepper we want to plant in there. I think we want to try to grow a big plant. That'd be an interesting candidate.
Yeah, people walking by always see that because it's the biggest pepper, and we should definitely have something that's going to put on a little bit of a show and spark some questions.
It's a good idea.
Next up on the list is a pubescent species from Ecuador, and that is the Aji Rocoto Largo. This is a red pepper that has those signature black seeds that are characteristic of pubescent species, and the pods of this pepper are more slim, so they look like an ají pepper as opposed to the traditional Rocoto peppers that are more apple-shaped. Apparently, these pods are very sweet and incredibly juicy and fruity, and Peter Stanley actually said he noted a little bit of a salty taste, so I am really curious about the flavor of these and how they do in the garden.
Yeah, how they do in the garden, indeed. I've had terrible luck with growing Rocoto peppers in the past, so I think we're going to leave it to Crystalline this year and see how you do. Do you have anything special planned for how you're going to treat this plant to make it not die like all of mine have?
I'm actually going to grow quite a few Rocoto peppers this year, and I'm going to grow them all in containers and essentially baby them and bring them back in if it's going to be too hot, move them out of the sun, and try my best to make sure that they thrive. And we'll see. I mean, challenge accepted.
Good luck. And the final pepper that we're excited to grow this season is a Middle Eastern variety called the Halaby pepper. You may not have heard of the Halaby pepper, but you've probably heard of Aleppo pepper, which is the dried form of Halaby peppers. This is basically a spice that's widely used in Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cuisine. It's basically a deep red chili flake with a little bit less heat than the chili flakes we're used to eating here in America, but also a tangy, sweet, sort of raisin-like flavor to them.
You guys know that we love our chili flakes. We have tons of them in the kitchen and we use them every day. So this will be a nice addition to the chili flake collection. Let us know in the comments which varieties you're most excited to grow in the garden, and we'll see you next time. Which peppers should we grow, Sadie, huh? Fish peppers?
You love peppers.
You like fish.
She does.